Hey everyone, Decent Eddie here. It's Friday, August 22nd, 2025. Preseason and a lot of guesswork by me is coming to a close. Every preseason pick should be considered a dangerous one because preseason games are messy. Still, it's kind of fun, but the regular season is around the corner. And last year I went 74% on my NFL picks and 80% on my confident moneyline picks. Do me a favor, I do preseason for free, and if you leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell, that would be amazing and I would love it. Preseason is unpredictable, but it's great to see the build-up for the upcoming regular season. Let's get into Friday's games. Eagles taking on the Jets. The market has the Jets as a slight 1.5-point favorite and is implying about a 56% win probability with an over-under set at a really low 34.5 points. This game is a prime example of the unpredictable nature of preseason. Both teams are 1-1 with very inconsistent performances. The Eagles had an explosive offensive showing in Week 1, but then looked absolutely awful in Week 2, losing to the Browns while only earning 88 total yards on offense. The Jets have been just as volatile, with a dominant win followed by a lopsided loss. But when you look closer at the data, such as it is, it shows the Eagles have had a much better defense throughout the preseason, while the Jets' defense has looked soft against the run and been largely ineffective. Given that the Eagles' backup QB Tanner McKee has shown moments of brilliance, in this game, I'm siding with the team that has the more consistent performance on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm taking Eagles at 1.5 against the spread. The under, I'm taking that at 34.5, and the Eagles on the money line. Falcons versus Cowboys. The market has the Cowboys as 2.5-point favorites and has given them about a 58% chance for their first preseason win, with an over-under set at 36.5 points. On paper, both teams are 0-2, but the underlying news tells a different story. The Cowboys' defense has been a full-blown disaster, ranking 31st in the league this preseason, with their run defense particularly soft. At quarterback, Joe Milton has struggled a lot, posting a trash completion rate and being prone to turnovers. The Falcons have a silver lining in their preseason. The Falcons have looked far more stable, especially on offense. Backup quarterback Easton Stick has been solid. He's been efficient. The ground game has been respectable. With the Cowboys' defense depleted by injuries and the Falcons' running attack and steady quarterback play, I think it feels like a good combination to exploit Dallas's weaknesses here. I'm taking the Falcons at 2.5 against the spread, taking the over at 36.5, and I'm taking Falcons on the money line too. So there. Vikings. I almost called them the Valkyries, but that's not what this sport is. Vikings versus Titans. The market has the Titans as 3.5-point favorites and has given them about a 66.5% chance to win this game outright. The over-under is set at 37.5. Now, that implied win probability for the Titans feels a little high, and it's a great example of why it's hard to simply trust the numbers. Both these teams have looked inconsistent, but the Titans' defense has been a huge liability, giving up a ton of points this preseason, looking really soft against the run. Their number one overall pick, Cam Ward, I mean, he's had some nice flashes, but hasn't really delivered up to his forecast potential. On the other side of the ball, the Vikings have a much more reliable defense that has consistently kept them in games. They've been great at stopping the run, which is going to be a problem for a Titans offense that has kind of relied on it. The Vikings' steady defensive unit is the difference maker here, and I'm going to go with them to pull off the upset. We're talking about the Vikings at 3.5 against the spread. The under is 37.5 points for me. Under on that, right? And Vikings on the money line. Bears versus Chiefs. The market has Kansas City as 2.5-point favorites, giving them about a 56.5% chance to win, with the over-under being really high, 41.5 points. Now, this is a tricky one. The dress rehearsal game is usually one that has us leaning towards teams that play their starters. The Chiefs are doing that, but reports suggest it will be for a limited time. In their last game, they gave up 33 points, and the backups haven't looked great. Coming in from Chicago, the best city on earth, the Bears are coming off a dominant 38-0 beatdown of the Bills. Rookie Caleb Williams looked fantastic, and the Bears' backup and depth players have been doing their jobs well. The defense has been a major surprise, and they've consistently kept opponents from scoring. With the Chiefs' defense struggling and the Bears' second unit playing with something to prove, I'm rolling with the team that has looked sharp and consistent from top to bottom. It's preseason, so who really knows, but that's how I see it. I'm taking the Bears at 2.5 against the spread, taking the over 41.5 points, and the Bears on the money line. And that's it, friends. Parlays, again, broken record time. I don't really think you ought to do them in preseason. Preseason is crazy, and yeah, it's hard enough to make picks in the first place. So you're complicating things by throwing player props and all this. I don't think you should do it. But I'll always be okay with somebody putting a 3-leg parlay together as long as it's got odds between -400 and -450, because if you do that, your win probability stays above 50%. Regardless of what you choose, I never recommend more than a 3-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. Don't spend 10% don't spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers in a day. Never chase losses, and if you need help with a gambling problem, check out my channel's description. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hey, if you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, tap the bell, get my picks before kickoff on the day of the game. You can follow me on Decent Eddie Picks on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, X, Decent Eddie Picks, spelled P-I-X at the end. You can see me on TikTok. Haven't really done a lot there because this is preseason, and I don't really devote a lot of attention or time to it. But when the regular season comes, I'll do some stuff there. Team grades, in-game thoughts, pre-game thoughts, any alerts that I pick up, I'll throw them on there. But anyway, that's it. I got to go eat now. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Let's see what happens. This is Decent Eddie signing off. Bye.